the situation where all you see now is this bloodied, beheaded Vasul um, laying in front of
Oh,
you.
I'm beheaded?
Yeah, you were
Damn.
beheaded. He cut your head
Yeah,
clean
that's
off.
what a crit does.
Not it can be done different ways, but given the character the monster's build, yeah.
Fair
You
enough. I was hoping to give some final words.
Yeah, Vasul is outright on the ground, decapitated. Denzel is gone. You didn't even see what happened to him as you are knocked to the top of the stairs without any
I'm the
vision.
wizard. Get me
Well,
resurrected.
I am gonna be dragging him, but on the off chance something tries to mess with his body as I get him there, I am gonna hook a couple of his items to my belt,
Okay.
so that even if I lose him, I'll have something.
Okay.
Uh, because I started this trend of taking important items when people die.
I think my two important items. Well, I guess
It's
it's
your.
three.
I can't grab your armor right now, so it's gonna be your sword. Is what I'm gonna grab.
Yeah. The awakened.
I'm gonna
actually, it wouldn't
the-
become. Is it still
It,
awakened?
it, it
'Cause
will
was-
become dormant within 24 hours of your death.
Yeah, so I'll just be rehooking that to my back.
Okay.
And then I'll be dragging to the wizard, and when I get to the wizard, I'll say, "Well, that went real well. You have the teleportation circle."
As you kind of pull him up the stairs, it takes you 2-3 hours. He is a heavy dude, and you're exhausted from the fight. I mean, you just watched. Well, Denzel wasn't a friend. I mean, he was a compatriot. He stood with you in battle, and was at least respectable in combat. And he just disappeared. And Vasul, your best friend throughout all this, the one thing that's been solid next to you this entire time, has been decapitated almost in front of your eyes, and with the disrespect of not even finishing you off. As you bring this body, dragging it with this heavier heart, coming up to the top, you see the instant fortress is gone. The wizard is nowhere to be seen.
Damn. Well,
And for a moment, as you kind of notice this, suddenly a floating skull appears in front of you.
He's gonna collect
oh,
the head.
hey, buddy.
And the floating skull you recognize as the Demi-Lich from earlier.
I remember the deal. I know.
And he looks at you for a moment and says, it's as if a skull could have emotion, you could see definitely he looks sad. It's as if he was rooting for you. And he takes a moment and, being as upset about this, or no, seeing the situation in front of him, he goes, I understand your pain. I watched my entire party die once as well. But I can offer you some solace in this situation. If you want him back, I will provide you with the opportunity free of charge.
Mm-hmm. And what would I have to do?
Nothing. This would be free. Both your compatriots are in a place I can grant you access to. But the likelihood that you will die on this journey is high. So please do weigh the value of what you think your friends are worth.
Vasul's worth a potential death.
The skull nods. And he looks at you and says, well, then I offer you this condolence. I'm sending you to hell. Make your peace with whatever god you worship, for he will not be able to save you once you go here.
Before he sends me,
Mm-hmm.
I would know who Hemescus is easily, right?
Yeah.
He's a pretty thing.
He's a pretty well-known character in the world.
I'm gonna sigh. Can you choose where in hell you send me?
I can send you to the first of 7 layers. I do not have any more power beyond that. Besides that, the only other thing I can offer you is the chance to speak with Vasul one more time before as well as your friend that accompanied you one last time if you wish.
Yeah. I'll speak to Vasul, and I wish to know if you know what floor Hemescus would be on.
He nods and
make
says, he will be on the fourth of the 7 layers. He currently controls the Ring of Wrath and is at this point considered an archdevil. And you see him, his skull nod for a second, and the green fire kind of suddenly erupts around his head as a body kind of slightly forms in a corporeal design of this like somewhat solid fire of a skeleton, and a cloak wraps around it, and he taps Vasul's head, giving Vasul a minute to speak.
Brother, is that you?
Yeah, it's me, buddy.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to fulfill my duties, to fight along your side. I don't know what to do.
Don't you worry. I'm coming down for you. I'll be there soon.
If you are unable to, save me from this wretched place. Save my people for me. Please.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, brother.
And as the darkness... Oh, go ahead, Vasul.
I shall await you in this hellscape.
And as the darkness starts to kind of fade back in, Vasul, the next thing you see is the battlefield that you have been tossed to. As you see these hellish demons on either side, as the giant horned dwarf himself charges in with you, and you feel yourself compelled to attack at his order. And that is where we will leave Vasul. Denzel, you find yourself in the same area.
I'm out.
Yeah, no worries. Seeing this darkness for a moment and watching yourself fade away as you turn to stone, you see for a moment as you are now standing and you're next to Hemescus himself on the 4th layer, and he orders you amongst the other new arrivals to continue mining in the ever flaming quarries and mines of his territories as you are whipped by demons and forced further into the caves.
Son of a bitch.
We'll come back to you in a moment. Voss, the Demi-Lich looks down on you and says, there are no words to give you in this situation, in this most dire of situations. But I do offer this. When you get there, you will find compatriots that will work alongside you. They will be doomed souls themselves, but they will get an opportunity, and they will fight with you loyally. I will be granting you a temporary title amongst the 7 levels of hell as a equivalent to a mid-tier devil. This will give you the opportunity to command creatures of anything above the 2nd level to your will. And he goes, is there any final words you'd like to say before I send you to the hell pits?
If anyone ever wonders what happened, just give them this as I hold out the history book I've been slowly writing. Just in case I fail, so someone will remember me at least.
He nods and says, I will make sure it gets published. Good luck, my friend. Truly, you are a braver soul than most. And you see as this massive doorway opens up where fire all around, you can see spikes of what looks to be some sort of flesh and bone as creatures are roaming about, slashing at mortal beings that are stuck there. Torture being emanating from every inch. Death itself looks you in the eyes as you look into this gateway.
I enter.
As you walk through, you feel your body something changes about your body for a moment, as if you feel lighter for a second and then much heavier, as you now carry this burden to charge forth into the pits of hell, all the way to the 7th layer to regain your friends and your compatriots, those who stood by you and did what they could. And we're ending today's session early at that, as Voss enters the 7 layers of hell. Come back next week. Hopefully when OBS figures its shit out and Twitch stops cracking. I've been recording the last 10 minutes, so if there's an issue with this, it'll get uploaded properly. Thank you all for this epic death of a hero. This was not planned or scripted, just bad rolls for the party. But thank you all, and we will see you on the next stream. Good night.